Hello, my dear friend. For so many of us, the years after 60 bring a quiet wisdom, but they can also bring a deep sense of uncertainty about our own bodies. A profound shift happens within our cells after menopause, one that can make our bones feel a little more fragile and our internal thermostat a little less reliable. We are told to eat well, to stay active, but the advice on what to eat can feel like a labyrinth of confusing and sometimes frightening information. There is one food in particular that has been caught in a storm of misunderstanding for decades, a food that many women I speak with have been taught to fear, when in fact it may hold a surprising key to navigating this chapter with more grace and strength. I'm Dr. Emily Hart, and for over 15 years, I've had the privilege of helping women understand and honor their bodies through every stage of life. I'm here to help you navigate the changes in your body with clarity and compassion. This channel is a space for us to learn and grow together. If that sounds like something you need, I'd be so honored if you'd subscribe and join our community. And I would love to know where this community of strong women comes together. Tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? It warms my heart to see our circle grow. Today we're going to talk about soy. Just the word itself can bring up so much confusion. For years, you may have heard whispers or even bold headlines. Soy disrupts your hormones. It's bad for you. Avoid it at all costs. Can feel paralyzing. You stand in the grocery aisle, wanting to make the healthiest choice, and you feel frozen by fear and conflicting advice. I think of a woman I know, let's call her Carol. Carol is in her late 60s and has always loved a good vegetable stir-fry with tofu. It's a meal that feels light, nourishing, and is easy for her to digest. But recently, her well-meaning daughter read an article online and became alarmed. She warned her mother to stop eating tofu immediately, convinced it was dangerous for a post-menopausal woman. Carol felt a pang of loss. She wasn't just losing a favorite meal. She was losing confidence in her own judgment. She felt adrift, wondering, can I no longer trust the foods I've enjoyed my whole life? This story is so common, and it's born from a deep misunderstanding of how soy actually works in the body. The concern centers around compounds in soy called isoflavones, which are a type of phytoestrogen. The prefix phyto simply means plant. So these are plant-based compounds that have a similar, but not identical structure to our own estrogen. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine the cells in your body have tiny locks on them, called estrogen receptors. Your body's own estrogen is like a master key that fits perfectly into these locks and turns them, creating a strong effect. After menopause, you have far fewer of these master keys floating around. Now, the phytoestrogens from soy are like a different but similar-looking key. They can fit into the same lock, but they don't turn it with the same strength. They create a much weaker effect, hundreds or even thousands of times weaker. So in a postmenopausal body where estrogen is low, these gentle plant-based keys can fit into some of those empty locks and provide a very mild, beneficial signal. This is completely different from the effect of a concentrated, highly processed soy protein isolate you might find in a protein bar or a cheap soy supplement. The science and our wisdom guides us toward whole soy foods, the kind people have been eating for centuries. Foods like edamame, tofu, tempeh, and miso. When you understand this distinction, you reclaim your power. You are no longer making choices from a place of fear, but from a place of empowered knowledge. Now let's talk about something I know is on the minds of so many of us, our bones. There is a quiet anxiety that can creep in as we age. The fear of a fall, the worry about becoming frail. It's a deep-seated concern about losing our strength and our independence. I remember speaking with a wonderful woman named Susan. She was a passionate gardener, a woman who found joy in the soil and the weight of a watering can. But at 70, she confessed to me that she had started hesitating before lifting a heavy pot of geraniums. Her doctor had mentioned the word osteopenia, the precursor to osteoporosis, during her last checkup. She was taking her calcium and vitamin D, but she still felt this new sense of vulnerability, as if her very frame was becoming less reliable. She told me, "Emily, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells in my own body." Her feeling is so valid. Estrogen plays a crucial role in maintaining bone density. It acts like a traffic cop for bone remodeling, keeping the cells that break down old bone, osteoclasts, in balance with the cells that build new bone, osteoblasts. When estrogen levels decline dramatically after menopause, the breakdown cells can start to work overtime, and we can lose bone mass more quickly than we can rebuild it. This is where the surprising truth about whole soy comes in. Those gentle phytoestrogens we just discussed, particularly ones called genistein and daidzein, have an affinity for the estrogen receptors in our bone tissue. When they dock in those receptors, they can send a gentle signal that helps to slow down that overactive bone breakdown process. Multiple studies, especially those looking at populations in Asia where whole soy foods are a dietary staple, have suggested a link between regular soy consumption and better bone mineral density in postmenopausal women. The solution isn't about consuming massive quantities. It's about gentle consistency. Incorporating 1 to 2 servings of whole soy foods into your diet a few times a week can be a powerful act of self-care for your future self. Think of a cup of edamame as a snack, or some firm tofu cubed into your soup or curry. Each bite is a deposit in your bone health bank account. The benefit is a feeling of resilience. It's the confidence to lift that pot of geraniums, to get down on the floor to play with your grandchildren, and to trust in the strength that carries you through each day. You are not fragile. You are wise, and you are building a stronger foundation for the years to come. And if we're talking about navigating life after 60 with more comfort, we have to talk about that inner furnace, the hot flashes that can persist for years, long after we thought we'd be done with them. It's one of the most disruptive and frustrating experiences. One moment you're fine, and the next, an overwhelming wave of heat rises from your chest to your face. It can happen in the middle of a conversation at the checkout line, or most cruelly in the middle of the night, robbing you of precious sleep. A patient of mine, Margaret, described it so perfectly. She said, "I feel like my body's thermostat is broken and I've lost the instruction manual." At 68, she was still being ambushed by night sweats. She would wake up with damp sheets and a racing heart, feeling utterly exhausted before the day had even begun. This lack of restorative sleep was making her feel irritable and foggy-brained. It wasn't just a physical discomfort. It was stealing her vitality and her patience. Her description of a broken thermostat is incredibly astute. The part of our brain that regulates body temperature, the hypothalamus, is rich with those same estrogen receptors we've been talking about. When estrogen levels drop, the hypothalamus becomes exquisitely sensitive. It can misinterpret a tiny fluctuation in temperature as a sign that the body is overheating, and it triggers an aggressive cool-down response. The heart pumps faster, blood vessels in the skin dilate, and the sweat glands kick into overdrive. This is the hot flash. It's a physiological false alarm. Here again, our misunderstood friend soy may offer some gentle support. When the phytoestrogens from whole soy foods circulate in the bloodstream, they can provide a weak, but stabilizing, influence on those sensitive receptors in the hypothalamus. This can help to raise the threshold before a false alarm is triggered, leading to a measurable reduction in both the frequency and the intensity of hot flashes for many women. It's important to know that this is not an overnight fix. It's about the cumulative effect of including these foods in your diet consistently. For Margaret, adding a daily glass of unsweetened soy milk to her morning routine and eating tempeh once or twice a week made a noticeable difference over the course of a few months. The nighttime ambushes became less frequent, and when they did happen, they were less intense. She started sleeping through the night again. The tangible benefit was waking up feeling rested and clear-headed, but the emotional benefit was even greater. She felt like she was finally back in partnership with her body, able to offer it something that calmed the inner storm. She was regaining a sense of peace and control. Your body has carried you through decades of life. It has birthed children, healed from sickness, carried you through grief, and held you through moments of profound joy. It is not failing you now. It is simply speaking a new language. Learning to nourish it with whole, real foods is an act of deep listening and profound respect. Soy is not a magic cure, but it is a powerful science-backed ally that has been unfairly demonized. It's a tool you can choose to put in your wellness toolkit, not out of fear but out of wisdom. Trust in your ability to make discerning choices. You are the expert on your own body. Let go of the fear and the confusion, and embrace the simple, nourishing power of whole foods. You are strong, you are resilient, and you are worthy of feeling vibrant and at peace in your own skin. I would love to continue this conversation with you. What has been your experience with soy? Or what other foods have you found that support your health in this chapter of life? Sharing your wisdom in the comments below helps our entire community grow stronger together. Thank you for spending this time with me. Be well and be kind to yourself.